Okay, YouTubers, so back onto this engine now. I've done all the sump up, and yes, when I put it together I did forget to put the oil slinger in, but then I realised once I put the sump on, I thought, oh shit, you know, I haven't put that in, so off it came. And I was hoping no one would notice, but obviously you did, because you're too smart for me. So anyway, now dismantling this carb here. So this is a carb off it. So when you're cleaning these carbs, first of all you take the bottom jet out, or the bottom needle, and you can take your bowl off. There's a small pin here that holds the float in, so just that'll fall out. I've just only got one hand to do this. Come on. Anyway, it's coming. Shit, I just keep pushing it back in. My fingers are too big, so I'll get a pair of pliers. So that comes out. You lift that off, the float will come off. I'll show you how to test them in a minute. Now, there's your needle. Do not lose that. In there, this one has a brass seat, but some of them have plastic seats, so don't lose the little rubber O-ring thing out of there. So now what you got is you got one jet at the top here. You take that one out, and you got the jet tube and banjo bolt that go all the way down the centre of the car. So just undo them, and that'll lift out that whole assembly. Because this is your main sort of fuel jet, so that all needs to be nice and clean up the centre there, the little holes at the top. And now you just, okay, so basically what I've done is got an old piece of wire brush, which is this here. Just pulled it off the wire wheel in the drill, pass that through all these little holes, all these little bolts that you can't see because the camera's pretty shit house. But anyway, passed them through there, got the air compressor, blew all the little crevices out. Same with this, but I've taken all the jets out of this, so there's nothing really. Blew back through the, whenever you blow inlet seats, you always blow from this way, because if you blow that way there's often little brass seats that you'll blow out, which I've done before, and then you can't find them, brass, especially the plastic ones. So basically this one here, which is the main needle jet assembly, will go in here, back inside where it came from obviously, and we'll turn that down until it bottoms out. And just turn it so it tightens a little bit. You don't need to turn it very tight. Try and note what position it came out in, because that's the position it should go back in. And there goes can of seals all. Alright, so that's been turned in now. So what we'll do, go to the top. If you look down there, you'll see it's nice and crystal clean. We'll stick this down in here. Yep. Tighten that one in. So this is this jet here is what delivers the fuel into the venturi of the carburetor, so it needs to go in properly, needs to be seated properly. Now these things you should mark what position they come out in. I know what position they go in, but even the screws, you need to align them properly. Make sure everything's proper, so I'll tighten that one up. Then this needle here, clean the end in a rag. It goes back in here because it should have a spring on it. Or hang on, no, that's the one that goes. There's a few different ones, so try and keep track of them. There's a few left in here somewhere in my petrol mix. So I just soaked it all in petrol and cleaned it up that way. There's the bottom bit anyway. So we'll put that back together first, and I'll fish my other ones. So the seat, needle and seat need to go back in. There's the float. There's There's a bolt, bracket. Should have got all this out first. There's the spring, or the what's it I was looking for. There's the pin for the carby, for the float, and the needle valve for the thing I should be in there somewhere. So I'll find that and we'll come back. Alright, so of course as soon as I turn the camera off I find it straight away. So I just wipe these pieces clean because they might have some residual crap off them, on them. And we'll slot that in under there. There we go, so that sits on there like that. So we'll just ease it in there. Now pin will go through. Try and keep everything clean, obviously, because otherwise you just run around in circles. Really, there's no point doing it unless you're going to keep it all clean. So there we go. Now personally, I had to put a bit of seals all around there. I hate the shit. I've said that so many times. I just hate it, but I don't have any gasket kits here, so that's gonna have to do for now. Stop that leaking. I'll put a little bit on there, and I'm really going to regret this in future because I'll buy a carby kit and do that. So I'll smear it around this. Alright, so I've got that all back in there. Got the seal and everything around. This is your main mixture screw. So you turn that all the way down. Then I just turn them 1.5 turns out to start with. Now that should have a spring on it, which I'll have to find one for. Should have a spring like that on it. But I don't. Well, I don't know what the hell's happened to it. I've never dismantled this one. So it's obviously either there was never one there from the start, or someone's played around with it and hasn't put it back together properly. So anyway, such is life. This one goes in here. So you do the same with that. I could look in my reference guide, which is up there, and it'll tell me where these need to be set at, but oh well. I normally just do it by feel. I mean by ear anyway, so I'll get the thing started and play around with it, tune it up properly. So the fuel tap goes in. I'll put a bit of thread tape on that or something so it seals properly. Yeah. So anyway, we're going alright in. So that's basically the carby's done now. So I'll mount that back. There you go, YouTubers, all back together. You can see everything's coated in blue, all the seals and shit, but oh well. Don't like to do it, but it'll seal it anyway. So same around there. So it's all on. It's all back together. Tested spark, got good spark, got friggin' unbelievable compression. You can barely pull it over with the pull cord. So anyway, yeah, we'll go and store it out there. I'll go and put it out on that mower, I suppose. Don't know whether I'll bolt it up tonight, but anyway. Yeah, so that's pretty sturdy anyway. Those brackets normally get in, well, it used to get in the way of a bracket that I used to have installed on there, so I omitted that. But otherwise everything's back together this time, not like yesterday when I didn't put oil slingers back in. So anyway, all the chokes activating properly, the throttle mechanism, everything. So I'll just have to tune her up. And I'm going to put a copper fuel line in, so I might go and do that. I'll show you.